up, Ground Zero? It is so good to see all of you. Hey, I'm Mark, and I am your middle school teaching pastor, and I look forward to Wednesday nights every single week because I am so pumped to be here with you guys. Can you just give yourselves a round of applause for being here? Man, I just love that you guys show up every single week. It's so awesome. All right, and another reason why I'm excited tonight is because we are starting a brand new series. It's right here on the screen, 24 Karat Love. Are you ready? I'm not sure you're ready. Oh my goodness. And the kind of love, as you can probably guess from this picture that we're talking about, is romantic love, right? I'm talking hearts and flowers, gifts, giving, blushing, heart eye emojis, ooh la la love, okay? Yeah, and where I got the inspiration for this series was actually from 24 karat gold. Now, maybe you don't know what 24 karat gold is. Let me tell you. It is the best gold out there. It is pure and it is really, really valuable, okay? And that's the kind of love that I want you to experience in your life. Because I think if we're honest, we live in a culture, and when I say culture, I mean like movies and TV and music and that kind of stuff that really takes love and cheapens it. And so I want to give love some of its value back. So that's what we're going to be doing in this series for the next 2 weeks. We're going to be talking about how to experience 24 karat love in our lives. And our topic for tonight is dating. Oh yeah. They're cheering here at Lino. Yeah, it's dating, okay? And this is perfect because what holiday is on Friday? Come on, say it louder. Valentine's Day. So hey, happy Valentine's Day, everybody. I just wanted to be sure to tell you that. But as we jump in tonight, I want to tell you about my very first experience when it came to dating. So, I was in 5th grade. Yeah. And a girl in my class, she passed me a note. I opened the note, and inside it said, "Do you like me? Check yes or no." And there's 2 little boxes, right? Now, I was a little bit oblivious here, and so I opened this note, and I'm like, "Do you like me?" And I'm like, "Well, yeah, I mean, you're my friend, you're in my class, you're good at dodgeball, whatever." And so I checked yes, and I passed the note back to her. But little did I know that "do you like me" actually meant "do you like me," right? And because I checked yes, we were now going out. And I didn't know where we were going. I just really hoped that there was ice cream there. That's really the only thing that I was hoping for, okay? And then a couple days later, I got another note, and I'm like, ooh, this is gonna be like my first love note. Here we go, I wonder what it's gonna say. And in that note, she broke up with me. Almost as quickly as it started, it was over. She broke up with me. And that was basically my first experience with dating. And look, we didn't even go anywhere. And there definitely wasn't any ice cream. And the whole thing left me with some questions. Like, man, should I be caring about dating right now? Like in 5th grade? Is that something I should be worried about? I wondered, when is a good time to start dating? And what type of person would I even want to date? I had all of these questions, but I wasn't sure where to go for the answers. Now, maybe you've had questions like this. And so maybe when it comes to dating, we should just try it. We should just, start dating some people and just kind of see what happens. But the reality is that that's risky because we've probably all seen the result of a bad dating relationship in somebody's lives. And maybe some of us have actually experienced that. I'm talking about hurt feelings and tears and all of that. Because here's a truth when it comes to dating, okay? Dating is like a hammer. It has the potential to build something or break something. Now, if that's a little bit confusing, I actually brought some things here to show you, okay? So This, you might have guessed, yes, is a hammer, okay? And this hammer has the potential to build something awesome, right? Like I can use this hammer to build something amazing like this. Okay, I actually built something with my wife to bring here tonight. Look at this. You see that? Can you see that okay? Yeah. Wow, you're clapping for that. Thank you. It's really not that impressive, you guys. So we got some wood, we got some string, we got some nails. I nailed all of these nails into this board, which is what you do with nails. And we created this beautiful piece of art. And just like that, dating can build something beautiful. It can build a beautiful relationship where you get to know somebody better and you grow a strong connection with that person. But the hammer also has the potential to break something, doesn't it? And the same is true about dating. Now, don't worry, I'm not gonna break that, all right? I spent too much time on that. But look at this. This is a sugar cookie. I know, you wanna eat it, but hold on. Let's just see what happens when a hammer meets a sugar cookie, shall we? All right, here we go. Just gonna like wind up a little bit here. You ready? Oh! Oh! There it is. Oh my goodness. There's literally cookie everywhere, you guys. Okay, but here's my point. Dating has the potential to break something in our lives, specifically our hearts. Enjoy. Okay, I hope you enjoy that. But hey, here's my point, okay? I don't want you to have to be picking up the pieces of your heart, you guys. I don't want you to have to be piecing back together your heart after one bad dating relationship after another. I want you to do dating the right way. I want it to be great for you. I want you to experience good dating relationships when the time is right. So we need to be careful when it comes to dating. And one way that we can do that, we find in the book of Proverbs. It says this: above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. What I want you to hear from that verse is that your heart is valuable. Everything you do flows from your heart. Your heart is worth even more than 24-karat gold. And if we're really careful with gold, if we protect it because it's worth so much, then we should be even more careful with the love that we have to give. And if you choose to guard your heart by coming up with a plan for dating, that's one way that you can do this, that you can protect yourself. So the question is then, what is a good plan for dating? How should we think about it? How should we approach it? Well, I'm gonna give you 3 tips tonight that you can take that will help you protect your heart when it comes to dating. And look, wherever you're at with this thing, like whether you are dating right now, you're maybe thinking about dating soon, maybe you're feeling the pressure from your friend group or just your school or whatever to date. Maybe you don't want anything to do with dating right now. Wherever you're at, you can take these tips and I think they'll be helpful in your life. So the first one is this: find your worth in God before you try to find it in someone else. Man, I cannot tell you enough how important this is. This is a game changer. And I wonder, do you know that God thinks that you're awesome? Do you know that God thinks that you are talented, that you are smart, that you are funny? Did you know that God thinks that you are worth spending time with, that you are worth giving attention to? And I wonder, what if we went to God to find all of those things instead of running to another person, instead of running to a dating relationship? Because I think so often we think, oh man, if I can just date that person, then they'll tell me that I'm cool, and they'll tell me that I'm strong, and they'll tell me that I'm brave, and then I'll start to believe those things about myself. Or we run to a dating relationship and we say, man, if that person will call me pretty, then I'll start to believe that about myself. But what happens when we break up with that person? and they no longer feel those things about us. It leaves us questioning ourselves. It can break our heart, it can break our confidence, it can break our sense of self-worth. So instead of running to people to find our worth, we need to run to God instead. Ground zero, let me tell you that you don't need a boyfriend or a girlfriend to be worth something, because you are worth everything to God. And he loves you like no one else ever possibly could. And so find your worth and your value in him before you start to try to find that from somebody else. And I think when we do that, it can take some of the pressure off of this dating thing. And that really leads us to our second tip. It's okay to wait to date. Everyone say that with me. It's okay to wait to date. I'm not convinced. Say it again. It's okay to wait to date. Yeah. Hey, I just want you to know, if you have no interest in this right now, if you're like, I don't want to date right now, that is totally okay. I actually think that's a wise choice. Now, my personal opinion, I think that a good purpose for dating is to fall in love with somebody who you can marry and spend the rest of your life with. I might be a little bit old-fashioned, but that's really what I believe. And the point is that you guys are a long ways away from marriage. And so you can just take some of the pressure off of this thing called dating. You don't have to do it right now, because that's a long ways away. And look, if you're finding your worth and your value in God, and you don't need to find that in somebody else, then there's no reason to jump into a dating relationship sooner than you want to or sooner than you should. And then middle school becomes a great time for you to focus on friendships, where you can build strong friendships, because all of the needs that you have in your life right now, like for friendship and for relationship, for somebody to talk to, for somebody to hang out with, someone to share your highs and lows with, all of that can be met through friendship. Without all the pressure, without all the drama, and without the regrets that can come from a dating relationship. And not to mention the heartache that can come when we experience a bad breakup. So a lot of people ask, well, what's a good age to start dating? When should I do it? When should I start doing it? And for some of you, your parents may have set that age for you. Oh, you can't date until you're 14 or you're 16. I have a daughter, she's 4 years old. Okay, she's not gonna date until she's 35. All right, that's not really true. But the reason I say that is because I'm super protective of her, okay? And if you have parents that have set a time for you, you can't do it till you're 16 or whatever, let me just tell you that it's not because they're trying to suck all of the fun out of your life. It's not just because they're lame and they're trying to punish you and make you have a miserable life, okay? It's because they care about you. And they care about your heart. And they've probably been through some bad breakups that cause them to be cautious when it comes to allowing you to date. And so I hope you will see the good in that. And if you disagree with them, talk to them about it and just ask them to explain a little bit more of why. But for others of you, your parents don't give you that age. It's just kind of up to you to figure that out. And I just want to free you from the pressure of feeling like you have to do that sooner than you want to. And so let me share a little bit more of my experience with dating. So I had a serious girlfriend in high school, and we dated for 2.5 years, starting my sophomore year. And man, I was head over heels. I thought she was the one, all of this stuff. I would buy her 12 roses, and then I would take one of them and throw it away. And then I would take a fake one and put it in the dozen roses, and then I'd give them to her, and I would say, I will love you until the last rose fades. But it's not gonna fade because it's fake and it's always gonna have its color. You see? Do you see what I did there? So that was so romantic. It's just so romantic, right? And I was all in on this relationship, and I spent so much time and I spent so much energy pouring into this relationship, and I set friendships aside, and it affected my relationship with so many people because I just put so much time into that. And I wonder now, what did I miss out on during that time? When I was, sitting at her house watching The Notebook, Do you guys know that movie? I don't know. It's coming to Netflix soon, but I'm not gonna watch it because I've seen it like 30 times because that's like all we ever did was sit around and watch the Notebook. I wonder, what did I miss out on? What could I have been doing with my friends? Man, and let me tell you, if I could go back and do it over, I ask myself the question, would I date her again? Honestly, I don't think I would. Because, man, I could have spent that time doing so many other things. I could have focused on friendships, but I poured so much into a relationship that lasted 2.5 years and then didn't go anywhere from there. And it wasn't until college when I realized that's when I knew what I wanted to do with my life. That's when I realized, oh man, this is the kind of person that I want to spend the rest of my life with. This is the kind of person I want to end up marrying. So for me, college was a much better time to start dating. Now, when's a good time? I can't give you that answer. Maybe your parents already have. Maybe it's up to you to decide for yourself. But I can encourage you, I can challenge you to just wait. Take the pressure off, focus on friendships, and I think that you'll be glad you did because I don't think you'll look back on that and regret it later. Now, I know that there are some of you here tonight who are dating. You're dating right now, or you will be dating soon, or you will date in high school. And look, I just want to say that's okay, all right? I'm not here to put you down for that, okay? Because I even did that. It's part of my story. And so if you are dating, if you're thinking about it, I just especially want you to pay attention to this next tip, okay? This is for all of us, but especially those who are thinking about dating soon. And it's this: set a high standard. Now, what I mean by that is that you should set a high standard for the person that you're going to choose to date. Decide what you're looking for. And what I mean is, what is that person like? Okay, if you were to make a list of qualities that they have, what would be on that list? And let me tell you, if cute and funny are the only two things on your list, that's not enough, okay? It's gotta be deeper than that. Are they nice? Are they kind? Are they respectful? Do they have a good reputation? What are those things that you want them to have? What are you looking for in somebody that you're gonna be willing to date? And I want you to ask this question especially. Are they a follower of Jesus? Do they have a personal relationship with Jesus? So, there's a section of scripture in the Bible that sort of gives us some dating advice, and I want to show you what it says. This is from 2 Corinthians. Paul writes this. He says, "Don't become partners with those who reject God. How can you make a partnership out of right and wrong? That's not partnership, that's war. Is light best friends with dark? Does Christ go strolling with the devil? Do trust and mistrust hold hands?" See, the point that he's trying to make here is that if you are a Christian, if you're a follower of Jesus, then you should date exclusively people who also follow Jesus, and that relationship is super important to them. Why? Because then that person shares your faith, and hopefully that person shares your values, and that person is going to encourage you in your faith. That person is going to encourage you to go to church. That person is going to encourage you to spend time with God. They're not going to laugh at you or make fun of you or think it's silly when you do those kind of things. So that's why you're looking for somebody who has faith. And so in high school, one more story from me in my dating life and experience. Everyone told me that I should date this one girl, okay? And she was really cool. She was super nice, and she, was athletic, and everybody really liked her. She had a good reputation and all that kind of stuff. And so as I was getting to know her, I was kind of interested in dating her. But one of the high standards that I set in high school was that the person I was gonna date was going to have a relationship with Jesus. Not just call themselves a Christian, but actually have a real and authentic relationship with Jesus. And I didn't really know this about this girl yet. And so this one time we were hanging out and we went to a Spider-Man movie, and it was I was dying to ask her about her faith. because I just had to know before this relationship could go any farther. And so the movie was going, and I'm like, man, when's a good time to ask her? Maybe I should do it in the car on the ride home or whatever. And literally, like, the movie ended and the credits started rolling, and I just turned to her and I'm like, so tell me about your faith. And I think, like, I probably really freaked her out in that moment, to be honest. And she was super nice. She's like, oh yeah, I guess I know that's really important to you. And she's like, well, I'm a Christian. I believe in God, and, I go to church, I don't know, sometimes, and I guess it's kind of important to me, but, and I was like, that's cool, okay, awesome. But in my heart, I knew that she didn't meet that standard that I had set. And so we just stayed friends. I chose not to, keep pursuing that relationship. And my friends thought I was crazy. They're like, man, what's wrong with you? Like, she's great. Like, your standards are too high, they would say. Like, you're never gonna find somebody like that. Well, guess what? I did. Her name is Samantha, and we've been married for 10 years. So take that, haters. Yes. Okay. And let me be clear about something, okay? Let me be clear. There is no perfect person out there, okay? It's just the reality, because we all have faults. We all have sin in our lives. There's just nobody out there that's perfect. So if you're looking for that, I'm sorry, but you're never going to find that. But let me ask this question. Why not set the bar? Why not set the standard really, really high when it comes to the person that you're looking for today? Why not set the standard really, really high? And let me tell you why. Because you're worth it. Because you are worth finding somebody who is going to treat you really well. You are worth finding somebody who's going to put you first. You are worth finding somebody who is going to encourage you in your faith as you follow Jesus. You are worth finding somebody who's never going to ask you to compromise on your values. You are worth finding somebody who has a strong relationship with God that's going to encourage you and push you forward. You are worth it. You are. So don't settle, okay? Set the bar really, really high. So if you're thinking about dating soon, maybe you're going to make a list. Write down some of the qualities that you're looking for, and let me start that list for you with number one. They are a follower of Jesus. They have a personal relationship with him. All right, real quick, let's review 3 tips for you guys tonight. Number 1, find your worth in God before you try to find it in someone else. Ground zero, you don't need a boyfriend or a girlfriend to be worth something, because you are worth everything to God. Find your worth in him before you go searching for it in romantic relationships. Number 2, it's okay to wait to date. Say it one more time. It's okay to wait to date. Yeah, you don't have to jump into something. There's no rush, okay? Just take the pressure off. Number 3, set a high standard for who you will date, because you are worth it. Make sure that person is a follower of Jesus. I hope you'll take these tips, and I hope that you'll use them, because if you do, you'll be treating dating more like 24-karat gold, and you'll be protecting your heart. Let me pray for you guys. Let's pray. God, thank you so much for tonight. It is so fun to hang out with these students who show up here every single Wednesday night, God. And I hope that every single one of them knows that they are loved by you, that you made them, that you believe in them, that you want what's best for them. And that is true when it comes to romantic, dating relationships. And God, I pray that they would find their worth in you before they go searching for that in somebody else. And God, I pray that they would just know when the right time is. And right now, if that's not it, that's okay. And God, I just pray that they would set a high standard, because they are so worth it. Thank you that we can be here. Thank you that we can learn from you. God, help us to go out and live this out, I pray. In Jesus' name, amen. Hey, have a great week, you guys. We'll see you next week.